afternoon to the Honorable Chief Justice, Larry Mustonen, to members of the Ministry of Finance team, to members of the media, and also to the persons of Bermuda who are watching. I'm pleased to speak to you today to announce progress that the government is making in our ongoing journey towards enhancing the efficiency and convenience of government services. As promised in the 2023 speech from the throne with the launch of the government's online payment portal. The government recognizes the importance of aligning our service delivery with our legislative framework and that our responsibilities go behind legislation and policy. We also have an obligation to ensure that government services are accessible and delivered well. These services must be effective, efficient, and dependable, as the people of Bermuda deserve a level of service that matches our claim of being a sophisticated jurisdiction. Today, we are taking one of our first steps in that direction, and our promise to advance the digital transformation of government services with the launch of an online payment portal, which will firstly allow capability for online payments of parking tickets. Currently, to pay a parking ticket, an individual must go in person to the court building, go through security, wait in line if there is one, and then go to the cashier with their information and credit or debit card to pay. Starting on Monday, the 1st of July, the people of Bermuda will be able to pay for their parking tickets online simply by going to the website pay.gov.bm, entering the ticket details, which would be the ticket number and the ticket date, providing credit and debit card information, and clicking submit. That is all. Also, in line with cybersecurity guidance and protecting privacy, it is essential to note that no personal information, including credit card details, will be retained on government systems or servers. Therefore, individuals will be asked to re-enter that information with every transaction. You may save it on your own side of the computer, on your own browser if you wish, but it will not be retained on the government side. The government system will not hold on to your credit card details, name, or any other details you enter when you use the payment portal. This online parking ticket capability is the first phase in our broader vision in where all government payments can be made quickly and easily online. The government is executing a broad digital transformation strategy to simplify processes, reduce wait times, and enhance overall experience for residents and businesses. We recognize that the key touch points for our citizens in their interactions with the government and accept that more is required to deliver efficient service in key areas. Many residents have also made this clear in their submissions to the red tape reduction consultation, and the government has listened. So in closing, I'd like to thank the Chief Justice and for the work of which his team has done on this particular project. I would like to state that the ultimate vision for the government is that any project that is able to be, or any payment that is able to be made at the cashier's desk will be able to be made through the online payment portal, and we'll be continuing to roll out new services that can be paid with the online payment portal going forward. So with that, I'm grateful, and I'd like to defer to any questions that any members of the media may have.
Certainly. So could you tell us about the run-up to this? Obviously, you've probably been having some people testing this out over the last few months, and how long it's been and how successful it's been, and what are you expecting? Are you expecting everything to run smoothly, or do you, when you get a larger number of people coming into the system, what are you prepared for?
So the system itself has been built. The online website, pay.gov.pm. It's been a work that has been taking place for a while within the Ministry of Finance. It's been led through the Ministry of Finance teams, the Accountant General teams, because what we want to make sure is that payment becomes more efficient. As more and more services are added, yes, the service will be able to handle those items, but what we wanted to is to execute on our broad vision. And that broad vision, of course, is to ensure that we have any service that is able to be paid at the cashier's counter in the government administration building to be paid anywhere and anytime. And so in the future, we're looking to make sure that we extend those to customs payments at the airport and other types of items. But this is the first step. And as I said, I'm pleased that the Chief Justice with the judiciary has worked with us as they administer the payments for parking tickets. And this is something that I'm sure his staff would appreciate, and I'm sure that members of the public will appreciate.
Judging, obviously, there'll be some flexibility after you've launched this, after you've rolled this out. Do you have a timeline when you think, okay, I want 3 months, we want to try this other payment, etc.? Do you have some kind of draft timeline in mind?
Well, we know the times that it's going to take to add more services on there. I don't want to necessarily be drawn on that, because when I make the promise, then you'll come back and and so I can overpromise and say, 4 months, and then you'll say, why is it going to take so long for more services? We know the ones that we have. Those ones are being tested. We're expecting them to be rolled out, and I believe by the end of the summer, we'll see additional services that are going to be added. What is most important is that what we don't want to do is to rush, because you recognize this is being built with privacy and security in mind, making sure that we do not retain any of the details. What is also important is that we don't want to rush just to add things to it where it does not make sure there is seamless processing on the back end. It doesn't help if someone is going to pay online and it's going to create additional work on the back end for persons processing items. So we're going through that process, and over time, we're going to make sure that more and more items are added on.
Okay, and obviously, looking back to September's cyber attack and whatever plans you had then when it came to online payments, what changed? Did anything have to change in your plans following the cyber attack as to how you would implement online payments?
I don't think there's anything that needs to be changed. I think that from the perspective, I think that the government IT department, especially when dealing with the online forms team, who were integral in working with the team at the Accountant General to make this a reality, are very mindful of the privacy and security concerns. And that's why many of the forms that have been rolled out, they're sometimes making sure that they're sometimes delayed by making sure privacy and security concerns are taken into account. So I don't believe there's any particular change in that. I think that has always been the case, the posture from the development of these online forms. What is particularly important is that we have gone to a space to make sure that we are not retaining any information. And in this particular case and instance, no details are retained. So when you're paying the parking ticket, the only thing that is actually retained on the government system is whether the item has been paid, the ticket number, and the date. Absolutely. I mean, I will just say that we are continuing to launch services. So whether it is this online payment portal that is going to make the interactions possible, in the future, as I said, we're going to be extending these online payment capabilities to all government services, including customs payments, which are currently done at the airport. Also in the Ministry of Finance, we've recently launched an online social insurance lookup. Before, if people wanted to find their social insurance numbers, they had to call up the Department of Social Insurance, which would clearly take time for persons to answer the phone, et cetera, to get their social insurance number. Now persons can just go to gov.pm and click the social insurance number lookup, and persons are able to get those details at every time. So whether it's through the Ministry of Finance or the broader government, we are continuing our digital transformation journey, leveraging technology to make government services more accessible and user-friendly. And this initiative today and this launch just underscores our commitment to living up to our promise of the 2023 throne speech. So I know there's representatives from the Ministry of Finance, IDT, and the Chief Justice. I want to thank them again for their tireless efforts in making this a reality, and the members of the public should expect more to come in the future. Thank you. Thank you, Chief Justice.